Right, and then I mean, I can block S grip here.
Mm-hmm. Nice, yeah.
Yeah, but what it was for me that made the most sense was when we shoot in and I grab it. I've been doing that from the front so I can do the bulldozer. Yeah. You shoot it from behind and grab it. This is, I don't need to have this. I can go over the top or grab this arm still and still get it. But what makes the whole thing work is just bringing my hip, giving my hip to your hip. Yeah. And that was like,
I like that chin strap too, though.
yeah, I feel like there's more to do there.
It's like, it could be a good no-gi as well.
Yeah,
You're not grabbing anything.
that was the point. Yeah, maybe do a couple. What was the takedown? The takedown we did was super light. It's just collar tie. Right here. Yeah, and then it was right here. Yeah. Nice. Keep the foot.
Nice and simple.
Yeah, just the detail for me was with the heel to keep that foot when I open the leg. So I need to put that. Because I feel like a lot of times I'll take your back and I'm immediately, you're fighting this hook.
Right.
But if I have that bottom leg kind of trapped, then I'm just fighting your hand.
Right. One thing to work on.
Those are the main ideas.
I like that half guard one. That was cool.
Yeah, I gotta get that. You gotta get that. What do we call that?
I don't even know.
Levi does that from the wrestle up, the single leg. Yeah, he'll grab it because it can open the way,
So
right? So like if you got the knee cut, or if I'm coming up into that dogfight position and I grab the heel and start to do it, you turn,
Right.
and then it's easier.
But the way you turn my knee out too, I mean this ankle outwards like that.
Yeah, see how your head already just.
Yeah, that sucks. That pressure on the knee already.
Yeah.
Like I gotta sit down.
Yeah, you don't want to rip it.
I mean, not in practice, but in the match you'd like to rip it. Yeah. It's like 100 miles an hour all day.
I don't want to ever go hard.
not in practice, yeah.
Yeah.
But it's funny, like, that people always say, like, how you train is how you're gonna fight.
That's how I fight.
There's some truth to that.
I mean, I fight a little bit harder because they're fighting harder and you have to.
They are, yeah. You gotta match that.
You have to react, and so, but like if they slow down, I'll definitely like cruise because it's my lazy nature.
I feel like a lot of the times I've competed, the other guy was always the more heavier breather and like wanting to go faster, like wanting to push the pace to go faster, and just trying to be crazy. You know, it's like, no, that's not really my game.
I want to slow it down.
Right.
I don't mind going fast. Like I feel like some of the passing stuff I'm starting to try to do could be you know, I got that heavy pressure, but I'm starting to kind of feel out some speed. And I think it's purposeful there. But once you get that connection, I feel like you got to slow it down.
Yeah, for sure. It's funny how we can go, just for example, we could go like 5-minute rounds right in a row, 30-second rounds, whatever it is. In your first match in a tournament, you go 3 minutes and you already got like gi burn across your face and your grips are going, right? Like, what the hell? What is going on?
I did the no-key Berimbolo details today too. That had a counter to the Berimbolo. There's only 3 of us, Logan and 2 of us, and we were just kind of like talking.
Taking his brain.
It's just kind of like, hey, oh, you weren't here for this, so I'll show it to you. Then the class we did the Nogi Berimbolo, and then the counter to it, which you countered mine before by switching and grabbing the top leg, and then the counter to that, which is where you keep control of the hip and you basically come around and take the back.
I've seen that before. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That part is a little sketch for me. I think I could find it if we were drilling it, but the detail of the Berimbolo for Nogi, it made my gi Berimbolo make more sense because it was more potentially.
Sure.
You go to butt. So let's see. That's right. Essentially here, and then I'm gonna go all the way to your other hip. And this hitch work is going to come all the way across. What am I doing? Oh, the wrong setup already? Why do I feel weird?
It's like De La Riva.
That would be this way. Oh.
Yeah.
I gotcha. That's why I was like, this doesn't seem right. But I'm going to, for Nogi though, it's got to come across. And then this is going to also shoot all the way across the mat for the pitch.
So you can drag my leg with you.
Right. Right. And then it's just a
Nice.
essentially, yeah. That was pretty ugly.
Yeah,
Sloppy.
that's
sloppy.
I get the gist, yep. But I like the pinch on the leg to pull me with you.
I gotta actually come up on top of you to do that.
Your lower body should be on top of you.
Yeah, and these knees should be together, my feet should almost be together. And then if I have a good
I'll hug the hip. De La Riva. Yeah.
Maybe it's just because your bike is so much bigger. That's probably what it is. Yeah. Here. But
And that's a nice hug for this.
yeah, there we go. That's tight. Nope, I'm still not getting it. But
A little bit too much space between me and you.
yeah. It's a body frame type.
Yeah.
And I think one of them moves, so maybe I'll get it done. It's just-
Good a live roll.
I feel like even when we do the daily Hiva, I put you on your butt. It feels
you go
better
from
when I
there.
do that
Right.
than that. That's feeling awkward.
Maybe it's because there's some momentum right there already.
It made sense this morning, but I'll go back to the well.
Did you have you were taking notes for a while, weren't you? Yeah. Are you still on that today?
I didn't take notes on that today. I just remember. I do remember the bottom foot shoots all the way across the hip. It looks like you can heel hook it, right? And then I've gotta get that hip
Right.
for the Nogi, and then this top leg is gonna come over, and I want to shoot it all the way across. Like if I'm not here, it's too far.
Right.
I need to be here and pinching.
Yeah.
And as we come around, then you can do the twister hook, and that's the part that I'm having a hard time with.
I think
On
that
your frame.
that shooting it way across so that you get a better bite on my leg, that makes a lot of sense the way I'm seeing it.
But I wasn't grasping that concept because with the gi, you can be so much more lazier.
Yeah,
Even
way
your
more
grips are
handles.
different.
Yeah.
And you can sit there, but then you get lost because you're like, okay, well, which leg do I need to grab now?
Yeah, because you're really not worried about that too much because you can have other handles at the same time, right?
Yeah, I mean, and traditionally, if you're doing the Hiva, it's like I'll have the hand grip, and I'll have either the sleeve or I'll have the
Right, the
collar.
collar. Yeah. So there isn't much separation already to begin with.
Yeah. I know it's different. I just noticed that everyone's been saying, yeah, you need to get more on top. Come over. Almost like you could just keep pushing yourself back and take
Right.
the side.
Yeah.
Right? I've seen that before.
Yeah, exactly. I was just gonna say I've seen that before.
So it'd be.
Yes.
We've done that before. Yeah, we've done that.
What I missed yesterday?
We did a couple of half guard sweeps. We'll do them today, and then we'll just add 2 more person half guard. So one that I really like, one that Ryan likes, and then just 2 more. One more that I have, and one more that he has. So we get a nice mix.
Mine used to be sorted out a little bit, detail wise. Footwork, position work, kind of that detail, how you get there and hold them. I think I gotta figure that piece out.
So I was just thinking about it too, and I was thinking about the John Wayne sweep because I was watching one of the guys from Maui Jiu Jitsu was doing, or actually from Aloha Roll was doing. He did the John Wayne sweep in a live roll that they had filmed, and I was like, oh yeah, I remember that particular sweep. And the more I thought about it, I'm like, it just looks like something different to me. And then I started to think about the way it works. It's like the other half guard sweep that I really like, where I get the underhook. Right? You know what I'm talking about? Like if I get the underhook on you in half guard, from here, I go here, and then I'm like, you whizzer me, right?
Yeah.
And then I try and force you
Well,
over.
plan B, yeah. That's my name for it.
That's sort of what I was like. It kind of looks like that same style because I have that arm trapped over there.
Yeah.
So the real way for me to think about selling this really good is like the person takes right over and then he comes into me.
Yeah, these pictures are all, that was a good detail out. When doing that, I never
You know what's if you can get it like the first way that I used to get it really good is when I got to do this to me. I would pinch and grab the sleeve. Yeah, I'll do both.
Yeah.
Now you really can't get rid of that thing.
Yeah, you can do it.
Right? You know what I'm saying? Now you got 2 attachments
By grabbing the sleeve, it's a reminder too to bring that elbow
to
in.
pinch your elbow, right? And then in Nogi, you can just hold the wrist.
Hold the wrist. This morning, my fire alarm's went off at 3 a.m.
What? At your house? What happened?
Every once a year, always. And it's
That's your
Once
change,
it's-
change
no,
your battery.
no, I just did. Like I swear, I think it happens usually like a few days after just a lot of wind. I think they get dirty or something.
They do.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
true. Yeah.
And I should go blow them off, and it went off at 3 a.m. And then I'm like,
Ooh, that must have scared everybody in the house.
well, us. And then David's room is like right next to it. The girls didn't do it.
And they're all daisy chained together, right?
No, I cut them off.
Oh.
I was like, what is going on? Well, the first time they went off, and then they went off again when I was out of town, and it was because, check this out, they go off, there was a short in the breaker. I had put in 50 amp breaker for the Tesla charger for the phase 2, but you won't get the full 48 amps out of the 50 amp breaker, right? So it was heating up, and it was right next to the double stack breaker for the washer, for the air conditioners, right? So when the air conditioner was running and the Tesla charger was running, they were both heating up, and it melted. It melted and it never tripped. And it, like, when I went to cut the power and pull it out, it came out in pieces. I was horrified. So I was like, all right. I went and I got a 60 amp and I moved it to the other side of the block. So I should have put a sub panel in, is what I should have done.
Yeah, that's pretty scary, man.
Yeah, and it happened again when I was gone, right? So when I got home and I opened it all up and looked at it, because I was in Monterey, and Kristen was like, and I came home and I walked into the garage and the air conditioner was on. It's only ever on like 2 days a year, right? And the Tesla charger was on charging at the same time, so everything was loaded, and you could hear.
It's frying.
I was like, oh my goodness, shut it off.
Yeah, I have a rental that I take care of down in Maulani, and a bunch of more than I'd like to have it happen. The smoke detectors would go off when there's a guest staying in there. I was like, holy crap. So I'll be right there.
Yeah.
Shut the breaker off in the garage, right?
Yeah.
So they have the house and they have a detached Ohana. Shut the breaker off and like, okay, cool. Be right back. I'm gonna go get brand new 9-volt batteries, change them. The next day they call me again, smoke detectors are going off. I'm like, what the hell is going on? Bring my ladder, spray them with the computer spray, clean them out. So then it never went off again, but now I have the breaker off, and that scares me too, right? I'm like, what if something does happen and I have the breaker off? Now I'm locked in on that, right?
Well, the battery backup though, right?
And that's why I was like, okay, if it's something to do with that, there's gonna be battery backup in there. So after they checked out, I called the electrician. I'm like, hey, could you take a look at these? Oh, actually, you know what I did? I just bought brand new ones. I went to Lowe's, bought a whole new set for them. I called the electrician because I wanted to have it documented that it was done right. Right. He changed all these for me. He calls me. I got the smoke detectors in, but I don't see that it labeled on the breaker panel. There's no power to the smoke detectors. I'm like, what? Yeah, there's a breaker in the garage. He goes, yeah, that's for the Ohana. There's no power going to the ones in the house. So it was only running off battery, and that's why it was just eating the battery so fast.
Wow. Okay.
Dude.
Yeah.
So all those units down there, like I talked to a couple of different property managers, like, yeah, ours they're not wired. I'm like, how did it pass inspection?
Yeah. I cut the wire off. I just
How did it pass final
bypassed
inspection?
them all in my house. But
Dude.
that's crazy.
That is so wild, man.
Yeah, the ones in our units at Paniolo.
Yeah,
I
down
would
the
say
road.
Paniolo. They're wired.
What do you think?
They are. I've had to go over there too and do it. Only once.
With people staying there?
Yeah,
Well, that's
and then they left to go to the beach. He said, yeah, we got it. We just took it down. And I'm like, okay. And I'm like, I'll come by and replace it while you're out
Yep,
today.
yep.
And I did. They let them know I was coming in, and I just took it out and put a new one in. I don't even mess with the battery. I was like, nope, boop, and then just
Right,
put
but
a new one in. So, I mean, it's just not worth it.
yeah.
You can get one of those really uber combo ones for like $60.
I got 5 for $90
That's
of those. It was actually on the website, it was 5 for $130. They mislabeled it on the shelf. And I'm like, cool, yeah, awesome.
That is cool.
The guy's like, oh, it's coming up as 5 for $100-something. I told him, oh, but on the shelf it's labeled as this. I told him, can I go take a picture of it and bring it back to you? He goes, yeah, sure. Took the picture, brought it back to him. He's like, oh, we'll have to honor it.
Yeah.
Sweet. I'll take it. All right. Okay. So we're just gonna go over those sweeps from Half Guard
I was
yesterday.
hoping we could do that more.
Yeah, and then so those two, and then 2 more for today. So real quick, right? So the ones from yesterday were basically they're a butterfly hook sweep from Half Guard. Yeah. So, however, most of the time there's not going to be this much space. There might be, but sometimes your partner's going to be pressuring you. And if I get unlucky and I can't get this underhook on the far side over here, which is the one I really need, right? I got to figure out a way to get that thing in there. Don't get me wrong, it's doable to make the space to get it, right? But also, if we think in terms of like, this thing is vulnerable out here. Brian wants to start to attack it. I kind of got to ditch my idea of trying to sweep him and be like, oh man, I got to think about this arm is at risk, first of all, yeah? So, a couple ways that you can do it. One way that's been working for me a lot lately is I'll put my thumb in the back of my partner's gi, right? And then I'll use my feet to do like a bridge as big as I can, so I can lift Ryan, get some separation between he and I, right? So this has been working for me lately. I put the thumb in the back of the gi, and I'll make a frame over here. If I can grab the belt, if it's tied, cool, that works as well. Another lifting point for me. So I'll do a bridge with my foot, boom, to make some space, right? Of course, it's not going to be this long of a gap, but the theory is I get him off of me for a second, and I pummel this hand in. If I have the time to pummel it all the way through, awesome. If I don't and I end up getting caught right here, that's okay too, because it's kind of safe in here and I can use it as a frame to push him away and then pummel that underhook in again, where I really want to be, right? So most likely this isn't going to be a scenario that's going to happen, but sometimes it is, where my partner isn't really paying attention, so I can stay on my side and I can just keep raising my underhook under his armpit and moving my head out of the way, and now I got a clear shot to the back, right? So try and think about that working sometimes too. I forget who you were rolling with. Might have been Paul, the day you got your orange belt. But that was a situation that was happening for you. Is that
He kept raising your arm and you were almost out, but he did a good job at finally catching your head at the end. But you were super close. And the key is just keep raising your arm, moving your head.
and trying to get your head out, right? Okay, so on to the point of the sweep. So now I got an underhook, yeah? Try to be mindful in half guard. It's always best to stay on your side and never flat. Because if I get flat, my partner obviously is going to be like, yeah, take that, sucker, you know? So I want to stay on my side. Another thing good for the underhook, lifting him to make the space. So once I can get the space, I'll do a shrimp as much as I can. Sometimes not everybody's shrimp is going to be the same, or your flexibility to get your hook in is going to be the same. So it depends how big you got to shrimp out to get your hook in, right? Now the way I like to get a gauge of it is I try to put my instep pretty close to the bend in his knee. Not too high on his hamstring, pretty low, close to his knee bend, right? Now I got him here, I kind of got everything I need. Sometimes what I need to do is I need to like straighten my posture out so I can get this hand over here to block this bicep from hugging me, okay? So now that I can get these things in place, now I'm able to start the process of lifting him and sweeping him. Right now I can tell Ryan's sort of sitting closer to my calves than where I need him to be is over my body for an easier lift, right? So I can use the grip that's by his belt to bring him to me, and I also use my leg. My instep, to bring him with me like this, right? I'm doing both at the same time. Pulling on his belt and pulling with my instep. Now I got him loaded up pretty good on me. So now from here I can start to just turn on my side and lift with my leg. Keep in mind now that this arm of your partner is going to be able to base out. So that might be a problem that you have to deal with. So you can grab the sleeve or the wrist, and as I lift him up, I try to hide it and come on top. Okay. So one more time. Ryan's got the underhook. He was just about to start to pass my guard. He flattened me out. I need to make some space. I put my finger in the back of the gi, and if his belt is tight, I'll grab the belt, do a bridge with this, boom, pummel my hand in. If I can't quite get it under, I'll just use that frame to bug him and push him away a little bit, and then pummel it under. I'll grab the belt, do a little shrimp, get my hook in. He's still kind of far away from me, so I know that he probably, most of the time, right, the partner on the top is going to want to hug your head with his hand to make you uncomfortable. Sometimes that might work out in your favor. It's a little bit more complicated, but it's worth trying too, both ways. If he starts to hug my head, that's okay. I'll just hold his arm in place right here. Now it'll be harder for him to base too, yeah? I'll just keep it here, do the same load, and I can get him up and get the sweep. You guys want to try that out? Yes. Alright, go for it. Fly him around. So like for me at this point, I'll put this one on the floor.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then where was this at?
Belt. I'll grab the belt
Okay.
because if Ryan sits back a little bit this way, you need to bring him to
Okay.
you. Yeah.
And
And now on.
eventually it's gonna go
yeah,
there.
yeah,
but
because
do I
you want
put
to
it
block
there
his
to
pulse.
start?
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice. Pummel that hand in. If you can't get quite all of it, now frame out on his face so you can now pummel your arm a bit. Good job, man. Grab the belt. Yeah. Shrimp out. So at this point, Isaiah, you can put this one on the floor. Yep. There you go. Pulling towards you and lift. Go to your right side. Yeah, buddy. Nice. I have to shrink back to the image. There you go.
I know. Sorry.
So before and then cross
Just go down. and up.
Yes, yes.
And I want to be under.
Yeah, so-
forward.
So I like even like I can see that you can use your instep to pull her towards you. The one that's on your left foot. Yeah. Like hook behind the leg to help bring her towards you.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
sorry, I meant your right foot. I'm sorry about that. My fault. You
Yeah,
got it.
I see.
Yeah.
You can just grab it here.
Yes. Yep. Nice. Right. Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, the side that we never drew.
Yeah,
I just did it. That is weird.
Like, who is this? This isn't my body.
So you can probably see too, right, that if you're flatter on the floor, it's a little bit harder to lift. Yeah. So it's really key to stay on this side.
Oh,
The awkward side.
Yeah, I felt.
Oh, it's
Oh wait. Yeah, look at that.
Yep. Nice Mitch. That's it, buddy. It makes a difference when you load them on top of the ground. Makes a really big difference. Like you're strong, dude. Bring them on top of you. Load them. Be fast with it. I know you can load them super fast.
elbow.
It's gonna make your job
Yeah,
easier
yeah.
if you can do that.
Yeah, yeah, you kind of bait it, right? Bait the hand grab, but just kind of comes in. Oh, she got it.
Nice, Ryan. Good sweep.
I guess, yeah, if you.
Because if
You're
you're
like,
like,
and they're like, oh, I got the head. I think I've tried to grab your head a few times.
yeah, it feels right.
Well,
Yeah.
you think you can flatten them back
Yes.
out, but
Yeah.
you shouldn't. They have the other.
Nice.
You should turn to like reverse now.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. I turn to reverse too a lot of times to look for that open arm. Oh, is it there?
That's where you and I kind of are, I think, right there.
Right there,
Or,
yeah,
or
yeah.